Hi everyone, welcome to Excel Carols. In this video, we'll talk about lookup functions and index and match, which are very helpful and widely used functions in MS Excel. The major purpose of these functions is to search for a particular value in a big data table and return a corresponding value. Let's start with the VLOOKUP or the vertical lookup function. Here, we have a set of salespeople and few other information about them. Please note that VLOOKUP works when we have column headers. What we want to do over here is to find out the regions in which these two salesperson are operating. And guess what? We will use the VLOOKUP function to do that. Put an equal sign here. Start typing VLOOKUP. See, it appears in the suggestion. Select VLOOKUP by pressing tab. And now we have to enter a lookup value. So lookup value is that value which we are looking for in the data table. In our case, it is the salesperson. Next, we have to enter a range, that is the data table in which our answer lies. So here we select the data table and then we will have to enter an index number. So let's enter the index number. It is that number by which VLOOKUP has to move to find out our answer. Over here, this is our first column, employee ID is our second column, and region is our third column. So VLOOKUP has to move by 3 columns to search for our answer. So let's enter 3. Put a comma here. Now we have to enter if we want an approximate match or an exact match. Though this is optional, but it is always recommended to enter this part if your return value is a text and not a number. Here I want the exact match, so either I can type false or we can simply write 0. In case you want an approximate match, you can write 1, close the bracket, press enter, and we see that Kevin Thompson is operating in the Georgia region. Next, let's try to find out in which region Samuel Carter is operating using VLOOKUP. But this time we have the table in a different sheet of the same workbook. Let's start with typing VLOOKUP. Yes, we have the suggestion. Select the lookup value, put a comma, select the range which is there in a different sheet, enter the index value, that is 3, exact match, close the bracket, and we have Samuel Carter operating in the Nevada region, which is in accordance with the table in the different sheet. One thing that we need to know about VLOOKUP is that our return value should always be towards the right of our lookup value. Next, let's learn about HLOOKUP or the horizontal lookup, which acts in a similar way as VLOOKUP, just that this time we have row headers and not column headers. Over here, our aim is to find out the sales volume made by these salesperson. So we will use HLOOKUP to do that. We have HLOOKUP in the suggestion. Select HLOOKUP by pressing tab. Select the lookup value, press comma, select the range. Note that this time HLOOKUP has to move 4 rows to find the sales volume. So our index value will be 4, and then we want an exact match. Close the bracket, press enter, and we have this value here. Let's try and find out the sales volume by Samuel Carter, but this time we will use a data from a different workbook. So let's use HLOOKUP. We will select the lookup value, press comma, go to the other workbook, select the table, enter index value, exact match, close bracket and press enter, and you see we have Samuel Carter's sales volume to be 51,000. Let's make it look a little better. There we go. Again, note that the return value in case of an H lookup has to be below the lookup value. So we can see how lookup functions can make our lives easier by searching for values in big data dumps. However, we may come across situations where our return value is towards the left or above the lookup value. Index match comes to the rescue for such kind of situations. Here, we have a set of employees and few other information about them, and we are interested in finding the bonus corresponding to these employee IDs. Note that we have the bonus towards the left of the employee ID. So we'll use index and match function to find out the bonus amounts. Press index and it appears in the suggestion. Index is basically a set of objects which you are expecting as your answer. That is, in our case, bonus is the set of index values. Press comma, start typing match, it appears up in the suggestion. We'll have to select a lookup value, which in our case is the employee ID. Press comma, select the lookup array, that is the set of employee IDs, and we are looking for an exact match. Close the brackets. Be very careful about the brackets here, because if you get the brackets wrong, you might end up getting an error. Press enter and we have the bonus corresponding to this employee ID. Let's try and do it once more. Index, it appears in the suggestion. Let's do it for a horizontal table this time. Select the set of bonuses. Here we go. Start typing match. It appears here. Select the lookup value. Select the lookup array. We are looking for an exact match. Again, be very careful with the brackets. Press enter and we have the bonus amount corresponding to this employee ID here. The major advantage of index and match over VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP is that it doesn't matter whether our return value is towards the left, right, on top or below the lookup value. There is another formula that is available exclusively in Excel 365 called XLOOKUP, which eliminates a lot of drawbacks of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Let's see how. Again, we have a set of salesperson and few other details about them, and we are interested in finding the employee IDs of these salesperson. So we'll start with Kevin Thompson, but not from this table. We have the data set in another workbook. We'll start typing XLOOKUP. It appears as a suggestion. Select the lookup value. Go to the other workbook. This is the lookup array, that is the set of our lookup values. Press comma, then we are supposed to mention the return array, which in our case is the set of employee IDs. Note that the arguments after this are optional because it is there in the square bracket. In any formula, if any argument is available in square bracket, then consider that those arguments are optional. Now, since these are optional, we will skip these, close the bracket, press enter, and we have the employee ID here. Let's try and do the same with another salesperson called Eric Williams. Start typing XLOOKUP, it appears in the suggestion. Select the lookup value, that is the salesperson, then the lookup array, that is the set of salesperson, then the return array. Note that we have two salesperson with the same name. First is in D5 and second is in D14. We want the employee ID of the Eric Williams, which appears in cell D14. Let's see if that happens if we simply close the bracket and press enter. No, it doesn't happen. So by default, XLOOKUP picks that return value which appears from the top. To modify a little bit, let's type it again. Select XLOOKUP, enter the lookup value, select the lookup array, select the return array. Now these arguments are optional, but in a situation like this we will have to select one of these arguments. The first argument is if not found, that is, what do you want XLOOKUP to return if your return value is not found. For us this is not important because we have all the return values available. Let's skip this by pressing comma. Then we have the match mode, that is if we want an exact match or not. Yes, we want an exact match. You can skip this as well because by default XLOOKUP picks exact match, but still will press a 0. Now the search mode comes into the picture. Over here if you see, -1 returns a value from search last to first. That is, if we select this, it will look for the lookup value which appears from the bottom. So we will select this, press tab, close bracket, and we see that the employee ID XLOOKUP has returned corresponds to the second Eric Williams. Now that we are familiar with lookup functions and the index and match function, let's try to do some automation. We will have to use little bit of data validation here. We have the fields available and we will enter values in these one by one. For salesperson, go to data tab, select data validation from the data tools section, click on the drop down arrow here, select list, enter the source, that is the list of salesperson available in the other sheet, press OK, and we have all the salesperson available here. Let's select one of them. Then we will enter the employee IDs. Let's use XLOOKUP to do this. The lookup value, that is the salesperson, then the lookup array, that is the list of salesperson, the return array, that is the list of employee IDs, close bracket, press enter, and we have the employee ID here. For region, let's use index and match. So select index, then the set of regions here, enter match, the lookup value which is the salesperson, then the lookup array which is the set of salesperson here, exact match. Be very careful with the brackets again, press enter, and we have the region. Let's find out the sales volume. Let's use the XLOOKUP function again. The lookup value which is the salesperson, the lookup array, that is the list of salesperson, the sales volume, that is the return array, close bracket, press enter, and we have the sales volume. Let's enter the bonus in a similar way. We'll use XLOOKUP, the lookup value again, the lookup array, that is the list of salesperson, then the return array, that is the list of bonuses, close bracket, press enter, and we have these values. Let's make this look a little better. Yep, it looks good. Now the moment we change the salesperson, we will have these values changed. So let's try it once again. See, we have the values changed. Let's select one more. So you see, we have this automated. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like and share the video if you find it useful. Don't forget to put up your feedback in the comment section and subscribe to the channel. Press the bell icon in order to get all the notifications. Thanks again.